Hello everyone, the Chart Guys have been working on an introductory technical analysis course for quite some time now, and after surveying hundreds of traders with what would be the most sought after information regarding technical analysis, we came up with this course, When to Enter and Exit. It covers over 5 hours of the basics on when to enter and exit, and we feel after watching this course it will help build a foundation of technical analysis knowledge which will eliminate a lot of the uncertainty in the world of trading stocks. So the course outline, we go over the psychology of trading, establishing a game plan, the different indicators we use to signal a bullish and bearish entry, how to recognize support and resistance levels, poor entries, where traders make mistakes, exit targets, how do you know where to sell your trade, where to place stop losses, that's very important, minimizing losses is what keeps you in the game long term, my personal preparations, how I go about getting ready for each trading day, and then piecing it all together, utilizing all the information we just learned and how to apply that in the real world for making successful, profitable trades. As a bonus, we also include a lot of information on finding entries and exits utilizing patterns, and you can find these patterns on every time frame on pretty much any stock and commodity trading, and certainly being able to recognize those patterns can give you an edge as well. So we hope you will check this out. Again, it's an introductory level course. So if you are new to technical analysis and trying to get a firm grasp on things and feeling a little bit overwhelmed, then this course is for you. I hope you check it out. Appreciate you watching. Looking at YELP, GWPH, PCLN, NVDA, and Tesla, a list full of bulls and a market on the verge of all-time highs, certainly helping. So we look at YELP, and we did get a nice higher high after the bearish Gravestone Doji. We didn't confirm that, and the bulls back-tested and held $40 psychological support twice, which is a great sign for the bulls. After we rejected from it 5-6 times, it became support. We back-tested and held it, and then continued to a higher high. It wasn't a convincing higher high, as we have a doji here, and an indecision doji after some uptrend does favor the bears. But as long as $40 psychological support holds, as long as we continue to close above it, the bulls are looking really good on this daily time frame. The weekly chart is favoring the bulls. The upper Bollinger Band is beginning to ascend to the upside. We hit a higher high this week. We're on the verge of a bullish MACD cross, and we're looking up at 43.36, the highest price we've seen, as a key resistance level going forward. The middle Bollinger Band is going to continue ascending to the upside, and I just always count back to see where we stand in terms of weeks that are getting factored in to see how much upside we are going to get in these moving averages. So 10, 12, 14. So I know that in about 2 months, this middle Bollinger Band is going to begin ascending a lot more rapidly once these bearish months are no longer factored in. Checking it on GWPH, nice bounce off the 100-day moving average. This is your guide if you are a bull. Look at the bounces back in early December, again back at the end of December, and now on the pullback from the Trump dump, a bounce right above the 100-day moving average, but we rejected from the upper Bollinger Band resistance. So the range we have right now is our high on the breakout, 125.45, our low of consolidation, 114.75. Now we have a lower high, and we'll anticipate forming a higher low and reaching an equilibrium as this range on the daily begins to tighten. The weekly time frame, still holding this middle Bollinger Band, and it's still ascending rapidly. That level is 115.70, and it will be in the low 116s come next week. And a bit of indecision on this candlestick on the weekly time frame. That hit from the Trump dump certainly slowing down the bulls. But all in all, they are in control as long as this 100-day moving average support holds, and that's going to be lining up with the weekly middle Bollinger Band over the next few days. PCLN bulls, I did a bull flag video, and PCLN was on it because we have a breakout, rejection from the upper Bollinger Band, normal healthy consolidation with bulls buying the dip, and now looking for continuation, especially as long as the S&P 500 stays strong. PCLN has a nice correlation with that going now. We did reject again from the upper Bollinger Band. It is slowly ascending to the upside. It will be in the low 1550s as we start this next week, but you can see the strong close, and we have now seen green days 10 days in a row. So certainly bullish on the weekly time frame. Nice follow through after the bullish bounce off the middle Bollinger Band, and we are looking back at 1567 as the next key resistance from this level. Bollinger Band on the weekly time frame to watch as well. That's going to be in the low 1560s. So the PCLN bulls holding on strong and trying to break this little lower high pattern we see here on the daily time frame. NVDA, losing the middle Bollinger Band on the daily was a bearish short-term break. You can see the volume is continuing to taper off, and we're going to see that volume continue to decrease, and a break of this tight range is going to be accompanied with a spike in volume. The range I'm watching right now is 101.05 support and 109.19 resistance. We've seen 4 red days in a row. This middle Bollinger Band resistance in the mid to upper 105s is going to be a key level to keep an eye on for this coming week. And the weekly time frame, if we combine the past 2 weeks, it's pretty much one big doji of indecision. So a tightening range, decreasing volume, like I just got rid of that daily chart by accident, but it's clear that 101, we bounced off the low 101s 3 times on the daily chart. So that's a key support for the bulls to maintain. Keep an eye on the others in the sector. We got AMD and MU, always watching the correlation between the three, and it has varied, but more often than not, there are some strong similarities between the trading of those 3 names. Tesla bulls also in the bull flag video, and this is a perfect example. Normal healthy consolidation for 3 days after a breakout, bulls buying the dip with lower wicks, and then a big time continuation, extremely bullish candlestick. Close up at the high of the day. We're looking at 240 psychological resistance from here. A new support is the low of this consolidation, 225.58. And the weekly time frame, we have broken the downtrend. So 236.63 was the level to be watching. We broke that level, closed above it. We're continuing to break out on the weekly time frame, close at the high of the week. Bulls full steam ahead here, changing that trend, now favoring the bulls and looking up 240.84, and then on up to the upper 250s are the next resistances we're looking at on the weekly longer term time frame. And the bulls are on fire for Tesla. Couldn't have asked for a more bullish day. And look at these bull flags. We had one back in the end of December. 3 days of consolidation. Big bullish high volume explosion to the upside. Same thing. So there is no slowing down these bulls at this point. They have a really strong uptrend going. And we will be watching 240 psychological resistance from here. So we'll check back in on Tuesday. I appreciate you watching and hope you have a great long weekend.